Raymond, why are you here this morning?
Here, first of all, support the families here, and also in relation to the inquest. The British government and people here at Stormont are trying to do away with the inquest. Right? Again, victims don't matter. That's a clear message that's coming from Stormont and certain political parties here. Right? We're saying we should be entitled to the inquest. The government has no right to stop them. For me, it's a way of stopping the truth come out, and that's been happening for our family for 17 years. And it's another way of bringing the truth out. It's through the inquest. It's quite clear the government doesn't want that to happen.
You have a large number of families here who are trying to protect what they were entitled to over 40 years ago as independent inquests. These inquests have been choked by resources and the British government intentionally, and that's what it is. If these inquests were properly resourced and the coroners were properly resourced, there wouldn't be any problem. Lord Chief Justice, people are quoting him as saying that the inquests aren't working. They're not working because they're not properly resourced, and that's all down to the British government. It's intentional what they're doing.
McGurk family, 43 years last week, Christmas on the back of that. It must be awfully hard for families still.
Exactly, and it just shows you the length of time some families have had to struggle for truth and justice. I mean, the Murphy families, the Springhill families, right up until Raymond's case, and hundreds of other families. And one of the only mechanisms we have got for getting at the truth is the inquest system, where witnesses can be compelled by the coroner to attend, where evidences can be, witnesses, documents can be handed over. But it's the PSNI and the legacy unit that's trying to say that they're Article 2 compliant, and they're not. So for us, it's imperative, it's a red line issue in the storm. We are not going to allow the inquest system to be abandoned. This is probably one of the last chances we have of getting some sort of truth, some sort of acknowledgement. We are going to fight to demand that the inquest system is allowed, is properly resourced, is properly financed, and is allowed to get at the truth, which every single family, Protestant, Catholic, Loyalist, Republican, British Army, they're all entitled to inquests. And for unions to deny, they're actually denying their own community that right. And we're here to say no. We demand that the inquest system stay and is properly funded and properly resourced by the British Treasury, and not to come out of the Stormont money.
See too, I just want to say a thing here too. You know, as someone from a unionist community, you know, we have been betrayed by our own unionist politicians in this here, right? And with David Cameron coming this week, I'd like to hear our unionist politicians ask him, why is the British government so afraid of the truth?
Could you ask Teresa Villiers to come out and speak to some of the families?
Sorry, the Secretary of State is busy. She will not be coming out to speak to anybody today.
She's too busy to speak to the families of those who have been murdered and have been injured as a result of this conflict. The best that you can say that the Secretary of State's not available, that's disgraceful.
Could you pass a message on?
Can we have someone out on behalf of the British government to meet these families? If Mrs. Villiers is busy, can she send someone out to meet and to accept a letter here from on behalf of the families?
Katrina, the importance of being here in solidarity with the victims' families.
Well, first of all, I'm delighted to welcome the families here. Fair play to them. They're standing up, they're being counted, they're very visible, and what they want is truth and justice. They haven't got truth and justice. The British state is trying to undermine Article 2, the British state is trying to undermine truth, and they're trying to pretend that they are facilitators in these talks rather than part of the problem. They're soldiers, they're police, we're combatants. They murdered people from our communities. What these families need is truth. They deserve truth. Under international law, Article 2, they are entitled to the truth. I was one of the fortunate people to be out in Strasbourg for the European Court, where the British government were found unanimously to be in violation of Article 2, and the reason that happened was because of families taking that case. The British government are now trying to undermine the findings of that court, and that simply is not good enough.
Niels Muizniek, the European Commissioner, Belfast a number of weeks ago, telling the British government that regardless of anything they need to step up to the plate. The Irish government rerunning the hooded men case. The British government are under serious pressure at the moment, aren't they? Well,
they are under pressure, and I'm delighted that the Irish government, albeit belatedly, went back to the European Court because of the new evidence. And they did that because of pressure from families. All this would not happen without the work of families, because they prefer to let it lie. But thankfully now it is going to be. I heard during the week that this is going to be a test case. I also heard some of the hooded men talking about how what happened in 1972 is being used as an excuse for what's happening still to people from Afghanistan, Iraq, and it's been
Israel
as well.
High Court have used
it. So this is very, very important, and will have impact all over the world. So yes, the British government are under pressure, and they should be under pressure, and they should not be using so-called austerity to block truth.